All right, joining us now to discuss the latest with the Twins and the Wolves, WCCO Radio's Henry Lake, who's at Target Field. You're there for every weeknight home game. You do your show from there afterwards. Henry, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
This is awesome. But the news tonight stunned everybody. No one saw this coming. Wes Johnson leaving midseason to become a pitching coach, not the head coach, at LSU. Now, a lot of people that have covered the team are stunned by this, and I have to imagine the players are as well. What did you think when you heard about this?
The timing of it, though, it's like that's the thing that's surprising. And when you think about going from being the pitching coach to the pitching coach at LSU, it's like you're moving from the major leagues to a college job. He came from a college job.
Right.
But it just, the timing of it now, and look, let's be honest, this team is in a position to where they could possibly win this division, and you're about to face Cleveland again, big-time series, and now this news comes across the wires.
Right, and he's going to stay with the team through the series. The Twins announced tonight, but still, it's got to be strange for the guys because he always is telling them, hey, you got to invest everything in this. Baseball, this team, this season is what it's all about right now, and he's out job interviewing.
Well, I don't think that anybody would ever begrudge somebody if they're going to go get a bigger opportunity, right? If they're going to elevate themselves. But this doesn't seem like it's that. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads.
Yeah, it's strange.
On the surface.
Yeah, there's probably more to the story that we'll find out. But now, the latest two Twins games. Byron Buxton back after 3 games off, and he's showing why the Twins put all that money on the table for him, because when he's healthy, when he's on top of his game, the guy changes the game. We saw the speed. We heard Rocco talk about it. And you look at what Byron does, but you know, Twins fans, they're all looking at the postseason. Even though the players are not, they want to look at that streak in the playoffs that's astronomical, 18 straight, longest in any professional sport. Is Byron the key? As whatever Byron does, that's what the Twins will do in the playoffs.
Well, he's the most valuable player on this team, right? Like, you can look at the acquisition of Carlos Correa, and he's been outstanding here the last month or so. But everybody knows that this is Byron Buxton's team. Even Correa said as much.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, they got a lot of things that have to line up in their favor. One of those things has to be their bullpen has to get figured out. They got to get a little bit more length from their starting rotation. But all in all, you see what the difference maker he is when he's available and he doesn't have that worrisome knee.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, can the Twins, well, I guess they have to almost bank on this, that's why they put this plan in place that upsets so many people. You get phone calls, people are upset. What are they doing? They're sitting these guys in home games, no less.
And I don't think that, fans out there should think that they are, benching or sitting him just because. Like, there's a plan that they're trying to manage his health, and when you look at it, for his talent level and how much he's making per season, he's actually underpaid. Now, he's underpaid, but at the same time, he's missing some games. So it kind of balances out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Let's switch to the Wolves. Plenty to cover here because there's so much going on. We'll get to D'Angelo Russell because his future is now front and center with the Wolves. But we go to the first round, and Tim Connelly comes in as 1 pick, parlays that into 2. Then he comes up with a guy that can shore some defensive issues that we saw exposed in that Memphis series by taking Walker Kessler from Auburn, a giant 7-footer. Do you like the pick? What can this kid bring to the table?
I like the pick because, first off, one of the things that you hope to do is not only add some talent and depth to your organization, but also you want to fill a need. And he is a really good rim protector, right? Now, there's going to be some elevation of his game is going to need to take place because he's going to be playing against more athletic players.
Right.
But, I mean, you're talking about a National Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's phenomenal in the paint at blocking shots. So I like how it played out in that they not only got him, but able to get another first-round pick in the process of trading back.
Yeah, all right. So that second pick was Duke forward Wendell Moore. He's a guy that's kind of grown, actually an older player considering the NBA draft these days. And, his game has done a lot, especially in that pressure situation with the final year of Coach K. What do the Wolves expect from him? What do they want to see out of this kid?
I think that he has to be a jack of all trades. He has to be Mr. Versatility. He has to be somebody that, and one of the things that I heard Coach Finch talk about just this weekend is the fact that they love the fact that he is somebody that can defend at a high level. He's versatile in how he can score the basketball, and he can do a little bit of everything. And when you start thinking about adding the depth to your talent pool, we know that Jaden McDaniels is a rising star in this league.
Right.
When you have Jaden go to the bench, you're going to need somebody with similar qualities and talent level to be able to come on the floor and do some of the things that he does.
All right, and so we have a new architect, Tim Connelly. He hasn't been around here much, but already he's got his fingerprints on this club. Do you like the hire in the fact that he is a veteran executive, something that the Wolves really haven't tried in all the different people that they've had running this organization?
He's proven. That's what I like. He's proven that he's a guy that can go and evaluate the NBA draft and get it done via the NBA draft. Because we know one thing about Minnesota sports, and specifically the Minnesota Timberwolves. There aren't a ton of free agents that come to Minnesota, right? You know that you're an organization that's had some cap issues too. So you need somebody that's going to be able to go into an NBA draft and uncover not only the top-tier talented players in the lottery, but when you're not in the lottery, find some hidden gems.
All right, let's hope he's done that with this draft, because
I like what he's done so far.
Yeah, it's been good. All right, straight ahead here, more Wolves big decisions to come. Is D'Angelo Russell's time with the Timberwolves about to come to an end? Or shouldn't it? We'll get Henry's take. Plus,